Welcome back to my corner of the internet, guys. I am the Lucid Dream, and on this one, we are going to be talking about some updates coming out of the Frauditor community, as well as some state updates that I find particularly interesting. First and foremost, thank you to all of my channel members and subscribers. Without you, I would not be here. So as always, every day, thank you. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing we're going to talk about tonight is the new Louisiana law that is going to criminalize approaching police under certain circumstances. Jeff Landry has signed into legislation, making it a crime to knowingly approach within 25 feet of a police officer while they are engaged with law enforcement duties after the person has been ordered to stay back. So anyone who is knowingly and intentionally approaching after they've been told not to, after they've been told to stop approaching or retreat, they can face up to a $500 fine, up to 60 days in jail, or both. So this is going to go into effect on August 1st. Now, the legislation language does not specifically mention filming. Critics say that by default, it's going to limit how close a person can get to observe the police. They are also saying it could be unconstitutional because it could impede on a person's First Amendment rights. I do not think so. So 25 feet is going to be considered the buffer zone, and it's to help ensure the safety of the officers and the bystanders, and they are still going to be close enough to film police interactions. They are just not going to be up in the officers' faces. So I have mixed feelings about this, and let me tell you why. This is the Frauditor Effect. So this is what I was talking about when I said that we were going to start to see tighter restrictions on civil liberties because of these assholes. This is the result. There are so many of these douchebags running around the country making nuisances of themselves in places that they don't have the legal right to do what they are doing, that this is the result. This is chilly. This is because of chili. But it sucks that we need a law like this in the first place, or even the thought that this would even come up as legislation. That sucks. That sucks that the actions of a few, respectively, are going to impact the freedoms of the many. And that's exactly what this is. Now, whether or not it's ever going to matter to me that I need to stand back 25 feet from an officer, it probably never will. But it's because of their actions that this is happening. And that sucks. That really sucks. It especially sucks for the people that are trying to make change, that do try and hold the government accountable. I also think this is going to be almost impossible to enforce in certain parts of the state of Louisiana. Specifically the French Quarter. I don't think there is any way possible to enforce this. I don't even think we'll try. That personal opinion, I really don't even think they will try. So next up, we've got something I find absolutely hilarious on one hand and just wretchedly vile on the other. So J-Town Press got a couple of privacy strikes on one of their videos. Big surprise considering how they act, but the response to all concerned, it has been brought to my attention that a public employee, pictured attached, I'm not going to show the picture, has put in a privacy complaint on a story I ran for the J-Town Press, yada, 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 frauditor bullshit, etc. I demand the privacy complaint be removed by this employee. This story is protected by the First Amendment of the Constitution, freedom of press. This privacy complaint with YouTube aims to stifle that freedom of press and what I've found to share with the world. If this privacy complaint is not removed immediately within the next 24 hours, a lawsuit will be filed in federal court to include the employee that submitted the privacy complaint with YouTube and Madison County. That is disgusting. No matter how much they want to bitch and complain, there is no constitutional right to YouTube. Period. There isn't. YouTube cannot violate your civil liberties because it is a private platform. That person has every fucking right to file a privacy complaint on a video that is monetized on a private platform. That is all there is to it. And the fact that they are going to threaten a lawsuit to try and bully their way into getting it removed is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And once again, we see a frauditor who does not know the difference between a civil right and a civil liberty. This is not a civil right. Period. It's just not. It is fact. It is not a civil right. Your civil rights are the basic rights to be free from unequal treatment based on certain protected categories. Your race, your gender, your national origin, your sexual orientation. Those are civil rights. Your civil liberties are what are defined under the First Amendment. And guess what, bitch? You do not have civil liberty First Amendment protection on a private platform. You only have constitutional protection from the government. And it does not matter. And this is something that frauditors want you to believe. They want you to believe just because someone works in the in a public capacity that they forfeit their rights. That is absolutely untrue. It does not matter if it is a private citizen or a public servant. They have the right to privacy on YouTube. As a private platform, this is not disseminating the news. This is a private platform made for profit, and those people have rights. Those people have the ability to have privacy by filing privacy strikes. And no amount of bitching and whining is going to change that. It's disgusting. It is truly disgusting to see the entitlement of these assholes. Just really gross. All right, next up, Rage Girl posted this while I was editing, and I just thought it was funny. She had court today, and she is just pissy about it. So she's going to have a jury trial, which is going to be absolutely hilarious. But she's pissed because the clerk of courts and 4 of his employees sat in front of her because she audited their courthouse last year, and they hate her. That's her complaint, because they were sitting in front of her. But then she sits and bitches about the judge not smiling at her when she smiled and said thank you at the judge. You're not entitled to a smile. Like, this is not Burger King or McDonald's. You don't get it your way, and your service doesn't necessarily guaranteed to come with a smile. Like, I don't see the point of bitching, but maybe it's just me. But she's going to make a video to remind her followers why she's pissed about not being smiled at. And then apparently the judge took the word of the DA and then questioned her attorney. So she did her job. It's like, she did what judges do, right? I feel like this woman has been in court enough in her life to know how it works. But maybe even after all these times, she still just doesn't understand. Who knows? But I thought it was funny. False and fraudulent copyright claims on anti-frauditors all over the place because of his logo. So he claims he has a license on this thing and it's hand-drawn, but it's a stock image. So yeah, I don't know if maybe he paid $29.99 for the licensing on this image off of some website at some point in time. Maybe he did, but it's a stock image, and that's not how licensing works. You know nothing about copyright law. You know nothing about fair use. You know nothing about anything. But this is absolutely ridiculous. So he's doing this all over the place, and every single time he does it, he has to check a box that says under the penalty of perjury. And he keeps doing it. And eventually they're going to take his channel down for it, because I'm going to continue to report every single one as a malicious abuse of the copyright system. And I am going to laugh my ass off when they take his channel down for breaking the law. It is going to be hilarious. Thank you so much, guys, for watching tonight. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Let me know what you would like to see, and I will catch you on the next one.